Good evening, Moonmakers. As a companion to the release of A Beginner's Guide to the Night Sky, Chapter 2, The Constellations, we will be exploring the stories behind the Zodiac Constellations in Stellarium tonight. The version you're looking at can be found at www.stellarium-web.org. Let's get started. As you may or may not know, the mnemonic to remembering all 12 of the constellations in order is: a tense gray cat lay very low, sneaking slowly, contemplating a pounce. In order, it would be Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Even though our calendar year begins in January, the zodiac cycle traditionally begins with Aries at the March equinox. Let's get started with Aries. Aries has an origin story that starts like a rescue mission. In the Greek tradition, Aries is the golden ram, the one sent to save two children, Phrixus and Helle, from being sacrificed to end a famine. The ram carried them across the sea, and as a kind of a celestial thank you, the ram was placed among the stars. Taurus. Taurus has an origin story that begins with a disguise. In the Greek tradition, Taurus is Zeus in the form of a dazzling white bull, calm eyes, impossible gentleness, the kind of beauty that makes you step closer without realizing you're already caught. He approached Europa, and when she climbed onto his back, the bull moved, steady, inevitable, and carried her over the sea. Whether you read it as romance, theft, or the terrifying power of gods who don't ask permission, the image stayed. So the bull was lifted into the sky as a warning. Sometimes the beautiful thing is also the force that changes your life. Gemini. Gemini's origin story is about a bond that refuses to break. In Greek mythology, the twins are Castor and Polydeuces, the pair so close they moved through the world like one heartbeat split into two bodies. But they weren't equal in fate. One was mortal, and one was divine. And when death came for the mortal twin, the other begged the gods, "Don't make me live forever without my twin." So Zeus did something rare and tender. He shared the immortality between them, and the twins were placed among the stars, side by side, proof that some love is stubborn enough to rewrite the rules of the sky. Cancer. Cancer's origin story is small but loyal. In Greek mythology, the crab is Karkanos, sent by Hera during one of Hercules' impossible trials, the battle against Hydra. The crab wasn't a monster. It wasn't famous. It was simply obedient. It scuttled in, trying to distract the hero, and was crushed almost instantly. And yet, Hera noticed, so the crab was placed in the sky, not because it won, but because it tried. A tiny constellation that whispers, devotion counts, even when no one applauds it. Leo. Leo's origin story is a trophy carved out of fear. In Greek mythology, Leo is the Nemean lion, a beast so fierce, so protected, ordinary weapons couldn't harm it. And when Hercules faced it, he couldn't win by the force of steel. He had to win by grappling with it. When the lion finally fell, It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Even the invincible can be met. So the lion was placed amongst the stars, a golden emblem of courage, and the hush that comes after something terrifying is finally gone. Virgo. Virgo's origin story begins like a goodbye. In Greek mythology, Virgo is often Astra, a maiden of justice who lived among humans during the Golden Age, when the world was said to be gentler. But ages changed, people hardened, cruelty became ordinary, and Astra, unable to bear what humanity had become, left the earth in grief, a quiet withdrawal. She rose into the sky and became Virgo, a constellation that returns every year like a memory of what we once were and what we keep hoping we can be again. Libra. Libra's origin story is unusual because it isn't an animal or a hero or a monster. It's an idea. In Greek mythology, Libra is the scales of justice, tied to figures like Themis or Dike, the divine concept that the world can be weighed, measured, judged. And maybe that's why it was lifted into the sky, because humans needed somewhere to put the hope that fairness exists. Somewhere above us, the scales remain steady and silent, reminding us that balance is something we're meant to reach for, even if we miss. Scorpio. Scorpio's origin story is a consequence. In Greek mythology, Scorpio is the scorpion sent against the great hunter Orion. Orion bragged that he could kill every beast on earth, and the gods decided he needed to be stopped. The scorpion struck. Orion fell. Scorpio was placed among the stars, and Orion too, but on opposite ends, so as one rises, the other sets. A celestial reminder that pride can chase you, and that sometimes the universe answers boasting with a sting. Sagittarius. Sagittarius has an origin story that feels like an arrow held very carefully. In Greek mythology, Sagittarius is sometimes linked to Chiron, the wise centaur. Chiron trained heroes. He studied healing. He believed knowledge was a kind of mercy. And yet, his story carries a wound. Harmed by a poisoned arrow meant for someone else, he suffered endlessly, unable to die, unable to heal. Eventually, he gave up his immortality so the pain could end, an exchange that reads like compassion. So the archer was placed in the sky to honor him. Capricorn. Capricorn's origin story begins with a panic and a strange transformation. In Greek mythology, Capricorn is linked to Pan, the wild god of forests. When the monster Typhon rose to attack, Pan fled toward the river, and in the rush to escape, he tried to change shape. He took the form of a fish-tailed goat to escape, and that half-and-half creature was placed among the stars as Capricorn, a constellation that quietly understands what it means to adapt in real time, to become what you need to become before the danger catches you. Aquarius. Aquarius has an origin story wrapped in beauty and power. In Greek mythology, Aquarius is Ganymede, a mortal so striking that Zeus took notice and carried him away to Olympus. There, Ganymede became the cupbearer of the gods, pouring nectar and water, an eternal role of service. Some versions tell it like an honor, some versions tell it like a loss, but either way, the image remains, the water bearer, endlessly pouring. Pisces. Pisces has an origin story that also starts as a chase. In Greek mythology, when Typhon, the monster, threatened the gods, Aphrodite and Eros fled. To escape, they leapt into the river and transformed into fish. But they did one thing before disappearing into the water. They tied themselves together so they wouldn't be separated in the current. And that's why Pisces is two fish bound by a cord, a soft symbol placed into the stars. And that's the zodiac, 12 constellations turning above us. If you'd like, open Stellarium and trace them tonight, one by one, until the sky starts to feel like a map. Good night, Moonwakers. Let the stars hold the rest.